In this video, I'm going to go through a few things I wish I knew before I started training for a Hyrox. The first thing that comes to mind is mentality. You signed up for your first Hyrox, you're all excited for what lies ahead, but I realized that you need a mindset shift. This comes with experience, obviously. I signed up for my first one and I quickly realized that in order to complete this journey, in order to fulfill this journey that I want to, there needs to be a mind shift. A mind shift in training, nutrition, diet, training plans. You have to go into this preparation for the Hyrox with a mindset of learning. If you know me, I'm a highly competitive guy and I want to jump straight into things and start performing right away. But I had to adapt this learning mindset of going week by week, day by day, ensuring that I implement the necessary requirements with my training, my nutrition, my diet, my mentality to succeed at the Hyrox in July, Cape Town. Yes, I'm only a few weeks in, but even though I realized that I actually signed up for something much more than I realized. The second thing I would say is time management. This plays a vital part in my life personally to balance the things that I want to do and achieve throughout the year. This is work-life balance for me, spending time with my family, with my wife, but also striving for the things that I want to achieve throughout the year. It comes with practice, yes, but I found that planning backwards helps me a lot. Sitting the night before and journaling down and dotting down exactly what I need to achieve the following day. Yes, I try and plan out my weeks and months ahead, but then I find myself to be a bit overwhelmed in the process. So I try and stick to a rigid day-to-day plan schedule, go through my night routine, but also realizing that signing up for an event as the Hyrox, you're going to plan accordingly for a few things, namely your training, when you're going to make time to actually train, when you're going to go to the gym, do your normal 9 to 5 if you have a 9 to 5 job like myself. So I have to prioritize what I need to do in a day and then execute on those priorities. It is difficult if you set a time to wake up in the morning, let's say it's 4:30 in my case, and you want to go out and do your first workout. It is quite tough to do that 6-7 days in a week, especially when work gets in the way, family gets in the way. But at the end of the day, if you set a goal and you write it down, the only thing left to do is execute. But with that comes the skill of time management. Yes, I'm only 2, 3, 4 weeks into my prep for the Hyrox, but found this to be the essential and one of the key parts to succeeding and gaining, and also with that learning mindset, controlling the controllables. The third thing I would say is diet, nutrition. We all know this is a vital part in succeeding in anything, not just in sport, but in work and your overall well-being. Nutrition and dieting is vital. This helps me to recover better, to perform better, to sleep better. I neglected my diets in the past and it let me down, of course. I really started to take it serious the past couple of weeks, and I can honestly say I already feel the benefits. Like I mentioned earlier, I'm highly competitive and I really want to perform when it comes to what I set out to do for the year. And naturally, this Hyrox, I want to do my best. I want to give it absolutely my all on game day. The fourth thing for me is recovery. And this is something that I struggled with my whole life. Being a sportsman, I always focused on training and training the hardest that I can possibly can and not focusing on recovery. I was lazy and it showed. It showed in injuries, in performance. Recovery just helps you to prevent injuries, and going through this training program, injuries is prone to happen because you're putting yourself out there, you're putting your body at risk. The fifth thing for me is training. I mentioned this last just because I feel like if you can follow and nail down the previous 4 tips, this will come naturally. People tend to focus on the training program first. They stress about, I need to follow this 12-week program in order to achieve what I set out to do. It's a whole package. It's a holistic view that I take when I approach something like the Hyrox. I need to get my mentality right, my sleep, my nutrition, my recovery, and yes, my training. Those things fall in place naturally. If you think about it, if you plan ahead and you time manage, you're going to make time for your training, but you have to nail that. You have to get your food right to perform, to do training. You have to be in the right frame of mind to actually go in the morning and do your training, or in the afternoon, or whenever you set out to train. I feel like you can take these tips and actually apply it to anything that you want to do in life. It doesn't have to be a fitness event. It can be something in business, but I do think it's a good way of looking towards a goal and working towards it. Actually, that's something that's attainable and you can follow day in and day out. That's all from my side. These are my 5 tips that I would tell anyone if they embark on this fitness journey. In my case, it is the Hyrox. Hopefully this helps. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. It really helps the channel. And comment down below if there's something else that I can help you guys with. Thanks for watching and see you in the next one.